All right, you guys, what's going on? It's your boy Town BS. So I thought I'd talk boxing. Going with that black screen today. Decided to do something different. Fade to black. You know where it's at. You know. Anyway, so I got a few minutes to spare, so I thought I'd get some boxing in. So a lot of interesting things to discuss. I got like 13 minutes before I have to go punch in, but we got uh, a big month in July. We got Carissa Shields, the return of Carissa Shields. We got the return of Shakur Stevenson. Then, later on, in the month, we have Xander Zayas fighting. So it's going to be a lot of boxing in July. Then, of course, you got the return of Manny Pacquiao. So a lot of boxing in July. You almost got an event every week. I think there will be some boxing this weekend. I think you're gonna have a boxing event every week in July. Stevie Wonder once made an album called Hotter Than July. Shout out to Stevie Wonder, the great Stevie Wonder. But nevertheless, so it was announced that we're gonna have a showdown between Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney. I call the promotion for the fight, I call it Bay TL. The Bay and ATL mixed together. You know, I think this is going to be a great fight. Say what you want to say about Devin Haney, and all praises to, Brian Norman Jr., who gave Devin Haney all the praise in the world, not trying to downplay this fight, saying, hey, this dude got hard. He taking a chance against me coming out off possibly knockout of the year. Because at the end of the day, Devin Haney fighting one of the toughest dudes out there. There is a chance that Devin Haney could get slept in this fight. And that's just being realistic. At the end of the day, Brian Norman Jr. got dynamite in both of his hands. So Devin Haney is taking risks. He's fighting everybody. He's trying to fight the best that's out there. Win, lose, or draw. That's throwback. And you didn't have everybody putting these labels on Devin Haney, which is complete bullshit. And it's not fair. And it's not right. And that's why I made videos, trying to reference the black man being the bad guy and all that stuff. Nah, we're not taking that persona on anymore. We're not finna let these Mexicans, these non-blacks, and these white boys label us the bad guy, and then some coons out there. Nah, we're not going for that. We're not finna be the bad guy because you say so. Fuck you. Yeah, I said it. And whoever on that type of time, you finna get your clock broke. Nah, we not accepting that. That's just real talk. But yeah, once again, shout out to Devin Haney, man. He trying to fight the best guys out there, man. At this point, it's not about, you know, being undefeated. It's about you taking on a challenge, trying to fight the best guys out there. Like I said before, Thomas Hearns got knocked out a few times, but he won some big fights. Styles make fights. I'm just keeping it a buck. So we have to get out of that because I think we too locked in, and I think we too focused on the post Floyd Mayweather Andre Ward era. But then again, Andre Ward never celebrated being undefeated like Floyd Mayweather did. And I think now everybody want to follow the Mayweather blueprint. But Floyd, at the end of the day, like him or not, he did put in the work. On Tubi, they got um, this channel where, you know, they show a lot of top rank fights. And, Floyd was formerly on Top Rank, and they show a lot of his old fights. They recently showed the Jose Chavez fight. And I had forgot that Manny Pacquiao was on the undercard. Who would ever think that that would lead to basically one of the biggest fights in modern day history ever happening? Now, Manny Pacquiao, due to, I think it was ruled a draw or something with Manny Pacquiao. I forgot who he fought, but Floyd fought Jose Chavez at the Bill Graham Auditorium in San Francisco. Matter of fact, me and my brother was at that fight. We was in the front row. So we went to that fight. We actually saw Floyd fight in person. That's probably the only time I ever saw Floyd fight in person. But me and my brother, we was at that fight. It's at the Bill Graham Auditorium in San Francisco. But those dudes, put in the work. Floyd, Manny Pacquiao, they put in the work. Win, lose, or draw. But now you got these dudes trying to protect their record no matter what. They feel like less is best. The less losses you have, the best it is for you. But, at the end of the day, I think to a certain degree, you can question a person being undefeated. The same way you can say nobody ever beat him, you can say, well, did he ever put himself at risk? And I feel Floyd did it a couple of times. When he became Money Mayweather, you can raise a question mark. But when he was Floyd Mayweather, he was trying to fight the best dudes out there. And that's fact. A lot of them didn't want to fight him. Costanzo didn't want no parts of Floyd Mayweather. And there was a few other people. They didn't want to fight Floyd, which I do think Floyd would have beat the brakes off of Costanzo. So I'm just saying, we just at a different time now. These dudes on different type of time now. A lot of these dudes now, like I said, they not out there trying to fight the best guys, but Devin, he is. And him taking on Brian Norman Jr. is that's big. That's big. So, that's good for him. I'm gonna try to see, can I get Devin on here? I'm gonna try. I'm gonna contact him and I'm gonna see, can I get him on here? But we'll see. And I'm gonna try to see, can I get Brian Norman Jr. on here? I'm gonna have Brian Norman Sr. on here probably in a couple of days. I'll call him and I'll set up an interview so we could talk about this fight. Since Brian Norman Sr. had fun talking to the people in the to the people in the comments section, it was lit. So, and other things going on. A lot of people are furious with what's going on with Jake Paul. It was funny, the interview he had with Piers Morgan. I might try to find that interview and let y'all hear what was said. Piers Morgan with Jake Paul. He said, "Man, come on, man, look at the dudes you fighting." And then Jake Paul said, "I fought professional fighter." He said, "I fought Mike Tyson." And it was funny. Piers Morgan said a prime Mike Tyson would have took you out in 10 seconds. So he started calling them fat and all that kind of stuff. And, Jake Paul has threatened to take action against anybody that accuses him of being involved in fixed fights. Now, as you can see, I'm one of the people that reported this, right? Now, keep in mind, when Devin Haney sued Ryan Garcia. Now, keep in mind, Oscar sued Ryan Garcia not once, and he threatened to sue him twice. Or he actually had his lawyers contact Ryan Garcia when Ryan Garcia was going to take that exhibition fight. Nobody went after Oscar De La Hoya. Nobody is talking about Jake Paul. I'm going to keep exposing these fake-ass boxing channels. But everybody got something to say pertaining to Devin Haney. And I keep saying, the Devin Haneys keep boxing, the Devin Haneys, the Bill Haney, the Haney name keep boxing afloat. They are bringing in a lot of revenue to these channels. It's funny, they people say they can't stand Bill, they can't stand Devin Haney, but anytime somebody make a video about them, people watch. So you have some type of interest in the Haneys. You have some type of interest in Bill. You have some type of interest in Devin. And like I said, a lot of y'all is just jealous of Bill. And a lot of y'all fighters is jealous of Devin's relationship with his father. So, I'm just saying. Well, I'm listen. As far as Ego go, Ego is entitled to his opinion. I know Ego. I can't stop Ego from saying what he wants to say the same way he can't stop me from saying, the same way he can't stop me from saying what I want to say. He's entitled to his opinion. I don't have to agree with him. I don't agree with him on that. If Terrence Crawford beats Canelo Alvarez, he is in the GOAT conversation. Whether people like it or not. But of course, people are going to try to downplay it. Now, as long as Terrence Crawford loses, And like I said, a lot of people are nervous and biting their nails about this upcoming fight because now a lot of people are starting to think, well, maybe Bud does have a chance. But we a few months out, we a couple of months out. We still got 2 months, so we'll just have to wait and see. But come September 13th, we'll find out. So, and I wanted to talk about this thing with Shakur Stevenson. I really wish Shakur Stevenson would be more vocal about certain things because I feel like he be giving people a pass too much. You know, um, it was funny. He was talking to fans and stuff, and he was reading uh what was being said about him in the comment section. He was showing what these dudes look like, and of course, as we thought, they were Hispanic, probably Mexican. Yeah, I said it. Saying, oh, nobody wants to see you fight and all this kind of stuff. The typical BS. But, he gonna beat the brakes off of William Zepeda due to the fact that people think, oh, because it's a small arena, that's gonna make the difference. All that's gonna do is uh shorten the fight. When William Zepeda getting hit flush, Shakur is gonna stop him. He gonna stop William Zepeda. And I understand what he said about Floyd Schofield. I would never give Floyd Schofield uh, a chance. Them dudes got online and made all these accusations towards Shakur Stevenson, and Floyd Schofield Sr. ain't apologized. Talking about they stole his passports. They just said a lot of ridiculous stuff. Yeah, you knocked out Tevin Farmer, but at the end of the day, you knew what was going to happen to you if you would have fought Shakur. Shakur was going to do a number on Floyd Schofield, on Kid Austin. And they knew it. But like I said, it's cool. You got you got Tevin Farmer out of there, but let's just keep it a buck. Tevin Farmer was coming off of 3 straight losses. Just keeping it 100. Just keeping it 100. But anyway, we'll continue this talk later. Gotta go punch in. It's your boy Tim. I'm out.